All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations, hopefully out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashim Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopefully the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Shah. And what I want to get into today, as you can see from the title, I entitled the lesson, protector, provider, disciplinary. Now, those are pretty much, the three roles, of a husband. All right, to be a provider, to be a protector, all right, and also to be a disciplinary within the household. Now, when you look at the dynamic, of the modern woman, in this society, all right, especially those of the tribes, that's pretty much the dynamic, that Israel had got to, with the Most High, all right? And what I mean by that is, you will look out today, you look at these talk shows and you look at these different communities, and what do women say they want? They want a high value man, and then they say they want a man to bring, to provide, and bring protection to the table. You hear Eve say that, because a lot of them want these high value, men, or whatever high value is, or they want these, these top, earning men. All right, for what? To be a provider and a protector. Because even the scriptures say money is a defense, but you'll never hear, the modern women talk about getting a husband, all right, to be a disciplinary. They'll never talk about getting under, all right, the discipline of a man. All right, a man gotta have this, a man gotta have that, but you don't hear them talk about getting under the discipline of a man. You see, they leave that part out, and us as a nation, that's what we did with Yahweh Bashim Shai. You know, we looked at him as a provider and a protector, but after we got established, we didn't want that discipline anymore. We pretty much wanted to do our own thing. Like you see, the modern woman today, she pretty much, like I said, she wants the perks of having a high value husband, but she doesn't want the discipline, all right, that comes with that. You see? And we're gonna go into this dynamic in the scriptures, man. I just was thinking of this yesterday, like, damn, it's the same setup, you know, because we know that the Lord considers what Israel his bride, his wife. Now, when you go to Deuteronomy 32, all right, and 9, it says, I started at 8. It says, when the Most High, all right, divided the nation their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. See, the Most High centered everything around Israel. The land that we got, all right, the way that we're made, as a nation. He centered everything around us, man. That's why he made us the strongest, smartest people. He made us very fruitful. He made us very ingenuitive, because we, are the sons of God, and daughters. You see? And he made us like that, so everything will be centered around us. Even in our lower state today, like me and the brother was going into how America, has pretty much spread their philosophy throughout the earth. Well, it pretty much they had to use Jake to really push that influence, just to show you how the Most High center everything around Israel. Everything revolves around Israel. That's how the Most High just has it set up in the earth. Whether we're in power or not, the Most High still set it up where everything kind of revolves around, Israel. So when you go to verse 9, it says, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, so now he's going to go into, pretty much, because like like El Yashawama always goes into, the Bible is pretty much a love story between, the Most High and his woman. So now he's kind of go, he's gonna kind of go into, all right, the beginning of the relationship, dealing with him in Israel. All right. How you ask somebody how y'all met, you'll see a couple, you ask them how did they meet, you know. So he's finna go into, he's finna run it down. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 10. It says he found him in a desert and in the waste, howling wilderness. He led him about, he instructed him, he kept him as the apple of his eye. And this was when our people was in the wilderness, coming out of Egypt. You see? And it says, as an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spread abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. Yeah, so the Most High, look, I did all this myself. All right? When y'all was in the wilderness, because it said like an eagle fluttered her wings over her nest, because one thing about birds, and like I said, I learned even from a small, even like a little, domestic bird that we see. Like if it's a mother bird, a hen, or whatever, if they lay eggs and they sitting on them eggs, they are extremely protective. I remember one time it was a small bird in the front yard, and my wife had called me out there because she couldn't even get. She was working in the garden, and there was a particular part, of the garden that she couldn't work in because when she would get close to it, that bird will swell up. Well, that's how Yahweh Shema Shai was protecting us in the wilderness. All right, in that chariot, and Yahweh Shai was in that chariot. You see, it was like an eagle spread over, her hands. And then even Yahweh Shai, matter of fact, even Yahweh Shai reference, all right, a similar analogy. When you go to it's Matthew 20, all right, might be 20, 23 or 24. You see? But Yahweh Shema Shai has, he had a very protective posture, all right, when it came to Israel, man. You know? This is Matthew 20. Yep. This is Matthew 23 and 37. Yep, the brother post. This is O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gather her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. Yeah, so Yahweh Shai, is awaiting to be their protector, all right, for Israel, But we had to come to repentance first. We couldn't get their protection, all right, without coming under their discipline. Before the apostles became before they was apostles, all right, what were they? They was disciplined. They had to come under the discipline of Yahweh Shai. Then they became the apostles. Then they got the spiritual powers and the protection, and the knowledge. He provided them with the knowledge and these different things, man. You know? But we had to come under that discipline. They had to come under that discipline, just like this time. We're coming under that discipline, and now the Most High is going to be that provider, protector, all right, for us in these times, man. You see? So when you go back to Deuteronomy, all right, the 32nd chapter. Yeah. So when you go back to Deuteronomy 32, and all right, I started at 11 again. It says Deuteronomy 32 and 11. It says, as all right, it says, as an eagle stirred up his nest, fluttered over her young, spread abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. So Most High, look, I didn't know other guys do this. Didn't know, all them guys that y'all witnessed the Egyptians worship. None of them can't look what I did to them, and them gods, all right, couldn't stop me. And then I took care of y'all, all right, directly. I made sure you ate. You know, you had daily provisions. You see. Then it got to the point where Israel was in the wilderness 40 years, and their shoes didn't even get wore out. If a brother can find that, I want to say it's in Psalms how, the Most High had them in the wilderness and the shoes didn't even get old, man. So what was he doing? He was protecting and providing. All right. And he gave Moses the law for what? For the discipline, you know? And that discipline keeps you under the protection, all right? And keeps you provided for, man. You know? And it says, so the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields, and he made him to suck out of the rock and the oil and out of the flinty rock. And it says, butter of kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat, and thou didst drink the pure blood, all right, of the grape, which is that wine. So Israel had the best of the best. Like, if we could see the land that our forefathers was in, which was us, you know, in once upon a reincarnation, all right. But if we could see the paradise that was set up for us, man, coming into the promised land, you see, because people think of Israel now, you got them images of what you see today, you know, heathens over there, dusty as hell. No, man, that land was decked out, man, full of resources, man, abundance in everything, man. All right, you read about the time of King Solomon. Solomon, when he finished building the temple, he sacrificed 125,000 sheep in one day. 125,000 sheep in one day. Then he sponsored a party, all right, for the whole country from Egypt all the way into what's modern day Syria. It'd be like the west part of Syria, you know. So from the border of Egypt all the way into what's modern day Syria, he sponsored an 8-day feast, man. That land was overflowing with abundance. We was good, man. You see, we was provided, we was protected and provided for, man. But what do? We strayed away from the discipline. All right. We wanted to play in those streets, man. All right, and we got that carted over here to America. Now we got them, you know. All right, brothers got stories about how, coming up in the project, when we were decked, we were good, man. You see? So this is Deuteronomy 32 and 15. It says, now this the point, but Jeshurun, which is in the Hebrew Yashawan, all right, Yashawan, which is upright one, is a nickname for Israel. And it says Deuteronomy 32 and 15. It said, but Jeshurun or Yasharun wax fat and kick. Thou art waxing fat. So like it says, thou art waxing fat and grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. See, we was set up and we got proud. We was protected and provided for and got proud, man. You see, we wanted to mingle, all right, with these different philosophies of the heathens, and do what they're doing and move how they was moving, and we lightly esteem Yahweh Bashim Al Shah. Here it is, we had this great protector and provider, but we lightly esteemed him. Even like, and I always make this example, when you go like Aisha Curry, when she was saying those things she was saying, here it is, you have a husband that, that makes tens of millions of dollars. All right, probably one of the biggest, sports icons ever. All right, to exist. But then what did she say in public? Oh, I don't get enough attention. You like, what the hell? You know, there's Israel. You see, set up. You know, everything that you can want is at your disposal. You got the best of the best. And you look at how, like Jada Pickett, treat, Will Smith. All right. You look at it, you be like, damn, here it is. He got all these accolades in the world, and and he provides this sort of lifestyle, and he's because like I say, money is defense, so he's a provider, protector. But then, how does she treat him? She lightly esteems him. Talk about their sex life and talk to that nigga about another nigga she had adultery with. It's like, god damn, you know. That's an example of someone lightly esteemed, someone that's providing and protecting for them, man. Even on the low level, man. You have these modern women who are providing and protecting for, but they treat, the husband like trash, man. But that's the dynamic of the Most High in Israel, how we did him, man. We're seeing it play out. All right. So going from there, now what's happening is we're being brought back. You see, Yahweh Shema Shai is bringing us back. Now we're being prepared like a bride. You see, now we're being prepared like a bride. Now, all right, what are we doing now? We're coming under that discipline. That's why. Let's get this from the Apostle Paul. I think that is that 1 Corinthians 10. Might be second. All right. Let me go. What did Apostle Paul say? Let me see. See, now we're being back espoused, to their husband. He's decking us out with discipline first, and then he's gonna deck us out, all right, with everything else, man. Right now, we're in the time of discipline. All right, this 2 Corinthians, all right, 2:11. All right, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. I mean 11:2. 2 Corinthians 11:2. It says, "For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Yahushua." And see, now what has happened, we've been espoused to Yahushua, and it says he's presenting us as a chaste virgin, because a virgin, all right, when you got virgins, a woman that's of a marriageable age, and then you have a virgin, someone that never had sex. Well, we're going to be as a virgin that never had sex, all right, but it's going to be in the spirit, because after we're born again, we would never let another philosophy penetrate us, all right. A virgin is someone, all right, that hasn't been penetrated. You see? So spiritually, we're going to be those virgins who hasn't been penetrated by other philosophy. That's why Apostle Paul, look, I have espoused you to Yahushua. You see that? I espoused you to Yahushua. So now, all right, we're being what? Prepared as that bride. And when we're joined to Yahushua, what's going to happen? Then we're gonna get the benefits again. We're gonna have access to those benefits, all right, that we once had. And right now, he's protecting us by what? This wisdom. And what is he doing now? He's providing us the understanding. He's provided, prophets. He's provided, dreams and visions. He's providing, things that what? Build our faith. And faith makes us help decisions, all right, that what? Protect us. So now he's getting back into that role of provider and protector. You see? But first we had to come under what? Discipline. You see that? We had to get our mind right, man. Because the most High was always on deck. All right? We were through. You see? This is this is Isaiah, I'm say 59. All right. Now this is Isaiah 59 and 1. It said, behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power, and your sins have hid his face from you that he will not hear. Yeah, so it was disobedience, all right, that hid us, from that separated us from their protection, you know, from Yahweh Bashim Shai. And that's why Esau Edom, he goes so hard in trying to keep our people in the state of perpetual sin, because he knows that separates us from our power, you know. But you have the elect, who have wakened and have what, man, repented. And now, like I say, he's getting back in that provider, protector role, all right, that he was once in. You see? And guess what? Just as Yahweh Shai, all right, was guiding us, all right, in the wilderness, guess what? He's coming back, you know. So this time he's coming with much more power, and he's coming to do much more destruction, man. you know? Because when you go to a scripture in Isaiah, it describes their salvation, all right? Going back to the wings, man, their protection, all right? You go to Isaiah 31 and at 5, it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord Yahweh Bashem al Shah of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. You see, as birds flying. Going back to what he was speaking of in Deuteronomy. How he spread his his wings over people. Well, those the chariots, you know. And guess what? Those chariots are coming this time, man. And he's going to preserve his people, all right, in those chariots. It says, turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have deeply revolted. So the scripture is saying turn, which is repent unto him, all right, whom we have deeply revolted. Yeah, because we revolted against our power. You see? And that's why these nations was able to have their way. The reason why Esau was able to have this chattel slavery, tear the babies out of the wombs of the women, rape the women, rape the men, hang, hang Jake. Why was he able to do all these atrocities, man? Because of our disobedience was what separated us from our powers, man. That's why he was able to do these things, man. All right? Most High, hey, he removed their protection. Matter of fact, in that same chapter, all right, when you go to back in Deuteronomy 32, the Most High said what he was gonna do. He said he was gonna fall back, man. You know. This is Deuteronomy 32. All right, I started back at 16. It said they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abomination provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to the Most High, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came up newly, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful. All right, well, Israel, we got beside ourselves, man. you know. And it says, and has forgotten the Most High that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred thee, which means he avoided us. He curbed us, man. You see, he ghosted our ass, man. You see, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and his daughters. All right. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. Yeah, so Most High said, look, I'm going to fall back. I'm going to see how it play out since they got it so figured out. you know, since They good now. They don't remember when they was crying to me when Pharaoh was on their ass. All right, and when Pharaoh, you know, was working to the dirt. You know, they don't remember when they were crying out. They don't remember how I provided. They don't remember the miracles I showed. They got it now, so I'm gonna fall back and let's see how it turned out for them, man. That's what Yahweh Shema Shai did. And it says, and I will see what their end be, for they are a very fraud generation, children in whom is no faith, man. You know? And that was there's a generation of Israelites today that still lack faith, man. You know, and it's gonna be the same scenario. The Most High gonna see what a lot of these Israelites end gonna be. They're trusting this society. You know, they think they got it figured out. You know, you know, because matter of fact, I think that's in Second Esdras 9 and 17. How you know they receive benefits but have not known me. You know, and that's another thing. Like even when you go into this whole new world order, what we see Esau Edom doing. See, Esau was like, look, when he goes to the thing of liberty, he's talking about Satanism, and basically, this is his pitch. Like, look, you don't have to be under the discipline, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Shai to get blessings and to get your pleasures. You see, you can follow me. You can do what I do. You can, man, with me, you can do anything. You know, and that's pretty much his pitch. All right, within his, his agenda, his Satanism, his new world order is like, look, you can just I'm gonna free you from that discipline. All right, that oppression of a higher power, and then you can just follow me. You know, and you can have all your pleasures. You can you can be what you want to be. You see. No, you ain't bound to male and female. No, you don't worry about that. And you still gonna be blessed. You still gonna be good. That's how Esau Edom is pushing his narrative in the earth, man. You know, like we gonna be free from the discipline of Yahweh by Shema Shai. You know, which that's a whole nother lesson. Lord, where I can tap into it this weekend. But that's the energy of Esau. That's how the serpent came to Eve. Like, look, you ain't gotta be under him. You gotta be under his discipline. You know, look y'all, look, the earth popping, man, and you stuck, listening to him. You see? So let's get that in Isaiah. And then we'll end it there. All right, when you go to Isaiah, I believe it's all right. This is Isaiah 54 and 4. It says, "Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore." You see, now the Most High is speaking, all right, of the favor that He's gonna have for us, man. You see, we're not gonna be ashamed. We're not gonna be disappointed. All right, like in times past, man. Now the Most High is finna move on our behalf because our people have had all type of ideas and schemes to try to get us out the situation that we in. But what happened? They all failed. It was a disappointment. But now the Most High, like, look, I got you. All right, you ain't gonna be ashamed. You're not gonna be disappointed in what I finna do when I intervene. You see, verse 5 it says, "For thy maker is thine husband, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. The power of the whole earth shall he be called." All right, you see that? For thy maker is thine husband, which means what? He's finna get back in that role of providing and protecting. He's finna do it on a whole new level, man. You see? And it says, um, verse 6, it says, "For the Lord have called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou was refused, said thy power. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, all right, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shaddai Redeemer, man. So, we're finna come back into full circle, man, because now we're, accepting, Yahweh Shema Shah as a disciplinary, all right? He's telling us what to eat. All right. He telling us, not to shave our beards and line our heads. See, we're back under his disciplinary now, not to celebrate these pagan holidays, you know, not to have sex on the Sabbath. You see, the things that we can do, we're accepting his discipline now, and that's why he's opened up to being more of a provider and a protector. You see? So there was the point. I prayed it made sense. This is something I was meditating on, yesterday and just comparing the two, like the modern woman, her mind frame, towards men, how Israel, how we got, and then also what's happening now, though, with the elect coming back under their discipline. So, Lord, will you brothers and you few sisters were edified till next time I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba, Ball, DTA, soon.